to his cell. Just as...
Damn, the whole family's coming in, but the cops are playing like some crazy defense right now. Unprovoked random assault takes place in courtroom.
First up, we go to Stillwater,
Thanks for some
Oklahoma,
Uniblaster.
where Judge Stephen Kistler's in the middle of a routine felony docket.
I did know Poppy is engaged
In
to
the jury
Ghostman.
box, 2 inmates wait to be called to the podium. Neither is a stranger to the courtroom. 30-year-old Craig Phillips' long and disturbing criminal history includes felony drug charges and 2 counts of indecent exposure that involved children. Today, he's charged with larceny of copper materials from a commercial property. Next to him, 32-year-old Jonathan Goodman, whose rap sheet is long and violent. It contains previous convictions for assault with a dangerous weapon and domestic abuse. Now he's facing charges including possession of methamphetamine with intent to distribute.
And these two fight?
Watch
I'd put my
Goodman
money on
glances
that
to
guy.
his right, then unleashes.
Oh! Got him with the judo chop. Austin Powers style.
Watching again, it's unclear if any words are exchanged between the inmates. Either way, Phillips never sees it coming. After getting in a few more shots, the deputy grabs Goodman.
Well, he taught him a lesson.
Even though the assault was reportedly unprovoked, no additional charges were filed against Goodman. Both seasoned criminals go back to prison after being found guilty on their original charges.
Okay.
Thanks for being a fan of Court Cam.
Alright. Well, as the title said, that really was just a random assault. I mean, good for him, I guess. I'm not gonna lose over sleep. Or I'm not gonna lose sleep over that. It looked like one of those wrestling moves, though, where they, like, slap their chest with, like, a chopping motion. There's the resub noted Alex. What else we got for Court Cam? Man denies angry remarks recorded in 911 call. Thanks for the 10 gift subs, Caleb City. Thank you for the generosity. Is that the real Caleb City? If it is, big thank you and big fan. Fuck yeah. Thank you for that. That wasn't a backhand. He got him with like fucking like a chop. Now a backhand would have been nutty. They should do a slapping tournament with inmates. Can you imagine how wild that would get? Scary Jinn sightings caught on camera. Some more ghost shit? Yeah, we could do that. Look up the God Gamer. Let's catch up on Court Cam first.
Todd, did you ambush your wife Amy in that shed that day and brutally beat her with that corn fork?
No, I did not.
Wow, that got really intense.
So much life left to live, but that life was viciously taken from her on November 10th.
What the fuck is a corn fork? Wait, what? There's no way it's the thing that goes in corn in the cob. This? No fucking chance. It's gotta be like this, right? Holy shit. Thanks to resub Uraka and Milkman. So this, not this. This would be the world's most inefficient weapon. Holy fuck. Either way, that's fucking scary.
2018.
The day started out as any other. Tristan and Todd were in the barn. They were getting ready for a litter of piglets. And then Amy came out and she was also helping them. Todd had asked her if she could get the pet carrier. So Amy had gone off to the red shed and she'd been gone for like an hour, I believe, or so. Then he asked Tristan if he could go check on her.
Hey, umbrella, hope you're doing well, man.
And
Thanks
so
for the resubs.
Tristan
That
went over to the red shed. And that's when he found his mother kneeling forward, and she had the corn rake in her back. And of course, he screamed for his dad.
Oh wait, this is a serious case. Oh, never. I thought this was a goofy one. I think I'm gonna pass on that. Oh, I think I misunderstood what was actually happened there. Thanks to the Prime Parth and the resub tabs. I didn't really do anything today. I just went to eat dinner. That's about it. That's why I'm wearing a black shirt. Thanks to the resub ride. Courtroom chaos top 5 moments.
First up, we're in the 5th District Court in Cedar City, Utah, for the sentencing of Tristan Lamoureux. Lamoureux has just pled guilty to
Sexy
killing his
beasts.
wife, Misty, following an argument in their apartment.
That's
According
the
to news
furry dating,
reports,
right?
She was shot 5 times in the head.
Jesus Christ.
When police arrived, they found Misty's body in the bathroom and Lamoureux fleeing the scene.
Fuck.
Now in court, Lamoureux sits surrounded by 4 sheriff's deputies who closely
Give
watch
sub
over him.
Razor and resub Teast.
Judge G. Michael Westfall calls Misty's brother, Jason Wilson, to come up to the front of the courtroom and deliver an impact statement. As he approaches the podium, Wilson shoots an intimidating stare in the direction of the defendant. But Lamoureux seems unbothered as he casually rocks back and forth in his chair. After speaking for a bit, Wilson breaks from his
Thanks for the bits,
emotional
Jojo.
testimony and turns his full attention to Lamoureux. Since the words don't appear to have any effect on Lamoureux, Wilson tries a different approach.
Let him beat his ass a little bit. Let him have that. I think that should be fair.
Sheriff's deputies step up as
At
Wilson
least like
begins
30
speaking
seconds
directly
of unassisted ass beating. I think that would be very cathartic.
Wilson lunges at Lamoureux, but his lawyer pushes Wilson back against the barrier. Lamoureux stands up as if he's ready to rumble, but a deputy slams him to the ground and away from the melee. Chairs are
Jesus.
left spinning as deputies drag Wilson to the floor and restrain him.
That was one of those moments you don't get to beat his ass, I do.
With
Give
the
him a
courtroom engulfed
concussion.
in chaos, these inmates taking in the scene seem completely unfazed. Moments later, Wilson's cuffed by the deputies.
Oh, don't give me that shit.
He apologizes for his outburst, and the judge orders him removed. The deputies put the courtroom back in order, and Lamoureux returns to rocking in his chair.
And then another man comes to
According
try and
local
beat his
authorities,
ass.
Jason Wilson was not charged for the incident.
Good.
As for Tristan Lamoureux, he's eventually sentenced to 15 years to life in prison for first-degree murder.
What a punchable face, too. You really couldn't just let him get his ass beat a little bit?
Justice in Detroit, Michigan. 25-year-old Jasmine Gordon and her 34-year-old boyfriend, Clifford Thomas, are being sentenced today for the death of Gordon's 3-year-old daughter, Jamila Smith. Thomas, who is
Thanks,
not
Resub Matthew.
Jamila's father, was babysitting the girl when he claims she hit her head and stopped breathing. But authorities ruled her death a homicide, indicating the child died of multiple blunt force trauma injuries.
Jesus Christ.
Both Gordon and Thomas were found guilty of involuntary manslaughter, among other charges.
The verdict will stand. As found by the jury.
Today, Gordon and
What happened to the
Thomas
goofy
appeared
drug
together,
charges?
so
And
family
they, like,
members
sometimes
voted to
slap
deliver
each other. These are, like,
impact
really
statements
heavy.
Twice.
She made a bad choice. A
God
real
damn.
bad choice. and to let this stranger babysit her kids because that man was a total stranger to them kids.
Sitting just off camera in the gallery is the dead child's father, Dwayne Smith. There's only a few feet and not much else between Smith and the man convicted of killing his daughter. When he's asked to deliver an impact statement, he delivers.
No, I haven't, vegan. Whoa! That was a good shot. That punch was like a gunshot right there. That was like a mantis shrimp. Again, I think 30 seconds of ass beating. If I was in charge of the justice system, that would be the first thing I'd pass.
And clearly punched Thomas in the head.
That was a great shot.
Amidst the chaos, Gordon has an emotional moment of her own.
No, I went out to dinner tonight, so I'm wearing a black shirt. Terrible idea, they'd all die. And if they die, they die. Like, if you shoot some woman 15 times in the head and you die from the court-ordered 30 seconds of ass beating, hey, that's fine. That's okay. That's the justice system working in my world. 30 seconds, they get to beat your ass.
For resisting arrest. After Thomas is taken away, a tearful Gordon makes a plea to the judge.
To be placed in jail right now after kissing my daughter for the last time is something I would have wished I stayed to himself. I was not innocent. I was trying to forgive anybody, never.
The tears seem to have no impact on Judge Van Houten. She sentences Gordon to 7 to 15 years for involuntary manslaughter.
He's the prime James
and
Charles fan.
14 to 25
Bits Elgato.
years for
I'm out of water.
first-degree child abuse.
And if they're actually innocent,
As for Dwayne Smith, Judge
well,
Van
we'd
Houten
make sure that they were confirmed
not to hold
through
the
DNA. There'd obviously be rules.
for his out.
Wouldn't be chaos.
Next, we go all the way back to
DNA
2000.
confirmed hard evidence.
Murderer stood
Then
just
30 seconds of ass
from a
beating
devastated family
from those that were
looking for
directly
revenge.
affected.
On trial is Jerome Boggs.
Geez,
accused
appreciate the
of killing
15 gift subs,
Blister Cook
Elgato.
and his 4-year-old son, TJ. He's also facing charges of burglary
Really
and
appreciate
robbery.
it. Thank you, Elgato, and thank you for the 5 gift subs, Atticus and Prime Ghoul.
Boggs
The resub
reportedly
Real
went to
9.
the Cook home to buy marijuana. Once inside, the drug deal turned into a robbery and double murder. Boggs is in court for his arraignment.
He looks
He's
like a
pled not
young
guilty of
Elon
all
Musk.
charges. In the gallery are members of the victim's family, devastated by this horrific crime.
That does not look like a family you want to fuck with.
The judge orders Boggs held without bond, then sends him back to his cell. Just as
Damn, the whole family's coming in, but the cops are playing like some crazy defense right now.
Blister Cook's brother, Michael, charging towards the defendant. A second brother, Donald Keith, makes an attempt to get at Boggs. While officers handled that situation, a third man makes a run at Boggs.
Man, these cops are playing nutty D right now.
He slips out the back door.
They are not letting the quarterback get sacked.
Luckily for Boggs, there are several officers in the courtroom who prevent those angry family members from getting to Boggs. He's later found guilty of all charges and sentenced to life in prison with no chance for parole. Now we head to Cleveland, Ohio, to the Cuyahoga County Common Pleas Court for the sentencing of convicted serial killer Michael Madison. Madison's been convicted on 3 counts of
Thanks to
aggravated
resub
murder
MK.
for the killing
Thank
and
you,
mutilation
Reigns.
of 3
Happy
young
early
women
birthday.
in Ohio. The gruesome nature of the crime shocked the community of East Cleveland. Police found the remains of the victims in different areas of Madison's neighborhood, one in his own apartment.
There was evidence of decomposition fluid in several parts of the apartment building. There were maggots that were attached.
I can't watch the stripper who saved baseball.
Today, Madison finds out if he'll receive the death penalty.
I wanted to see the stripper who saved
As part
baseball
of the
though.
hearing, Van Terry, the father of one of
We have
Madison's
seen this, I
victims,
think.
steps up to the podium to make a victim impact statement. Mr. Terry's now just a few feet away from the man who so brutally took the life
saw
of
this
his
one.
daughter, Sherelda.
He jumps over the table.
I guess we're supposed to, in our hearts, forgive.
Authorities say Cox molested a young child. The two were alone watching television. He was charged with criminal sexual contact
Thanks for
with a
5
minor
new subs.
under
Can
the
only
age of
appreciate it, man.
13.
Thank you. I'm glad to hear your subathon went well.
With the
Thanks for your
trial
sub,
now
Nightcrawler.
concluded and Cox found guilty, Judge Jerry Ritter Jr. calls a bench conference with attorneys from both sides. As Deputy DA Scott Key, the man who just helped convict Cox, walks back to his seat, Cox unleashes his frustration. Cox lunges at Key, who makes a quick move before crashing into the podium. He takes a swing at Key as he hits the ground. Officer Katia Smith enters the courtroom just in time to witness the
well,
ruckus.
sweet. Well, thank you, Pope.
She acts swiftly and attempts to restrain Cox. Key gets back on his feet and makes a run at Cox.
Good! I thought he was just gonna quit.
The melee only intensifies as a man from the gallery joins the fray. With his courtroom engulfed in chaos, Judge Ritter attempts to take control.
Judge Ritter comes in with the gavel. Let me get a shot in.
Bench and orders the room to be immediately cleared.
You cannot restrain
Confrontation
Cox.
now over.
True.
Key pulls himself together. He takes a moment to fix a tear and then straightens up the area, even putting a trash can back
Thanks
in
for
place.
the 5 new subs, Gothic. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Thanks to the resub. Adel and the Prime Allen.
Is finally restored. Michael Cox Jr. received 18 years for criminal sexual contact with a minor. And for his ill-advised attack on Key, the newly convicted felon picked up an additional 6 years for felony battery on a peace officer and misdemeanor aggravated battery. Both sentences will run consecutively.
Nice.
Thanks for being a fan of Court Cam. Subscribe to A&E.
Was it worth the 6 years?
Was anything but.
Thanks to the big tier 2, Jake Bab. Thank you for that.
He was charged with making terrorist threats, assault with a deadly weapon, and obstructing peace officers after a domestic disturbance escalated into a 2-day police standoff.
Jesus.
Mr. Edwards, this is the
Thanks to Prime Superior and Bloosh and the resub Gopher.
Do you consent to have an arraignment by video conference?
Sir, is this an Maritime Admiralty Law courtroom that we're processing me through?
No, it's not.
He almost got that whole sentence out.
Edwards considers himself a sovereign citizen.
He tried to use that Reddit line, but couldn't quite get it.
Under common law as established by the Founding Fathers. Maritime Admiralty law that he's referencing is the law of the sea and international commerce, a body of law that sovereign citizens believe to be the foundation of the country's modern legal system, which they reject.
This is not a Maritime Admiralty Law courtroom. I believe so.
No.
Absolutely, it is. All courtrooms in this country are Maritime Admiralty Law courtrooms that process people, aren't they?
Oh, checkmate. No, you just got outjudged.
Either way, this courtroom is trying to process me as state property. You see this fictitious name statement? Asher Edwards, spelled in all capital letters? This is not my name.
My name is Zodius Bloomberg.
To another sovereign belief that beginning at birth, one is issued a government identity, meaning one's name is spelled in all capital letters, such as on a birth certificate or social security card, and that doesn't represent one's true or free self.
This name was issued
Yeah,
to
maybe
me
Pickle.
without my consent, and you cannot legally process.
I didn't consent to my name.
This without this.
And I didn't consent to be short, so I want to sue somebody.
My name is spelled Asher Edwards, first capital, all lowercase. Edwards, first capital, all lowercase. And this is the birth name given to me by my parents, protected by the Constitution of the United States.
What is he still?
Even as Edwards grows louder and more animated,
What the fuck is he trying to even do? This isn't getting anywhere.
And even allows the defendant to finish his rant.
Thanks, Resub Bar
Therefore, it is
None.
illegal for you to process me through this courtroom, so you guys have to figure out something else to do with it.
Okay, we'll just throw you in jail.
But this
We'll just
judge is
skip
all
the courtroom.
business,
Fuck it.
So figuring out something else to do with Edwards is not in his plans.
Court will enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. Will show time is not waived. We'll set this matter for pre-preliminary hearing within the statutory period.
Maybe you can check that heart.
I've never had a gun.
As Edwards continues his rant about the alleged gun, the judge reaches for his own weapon of choice.
I thought he was gonna bring out a gun. Oof.
Do not speak while I am speaking, sir.
Edwards continues to plead his case, but to no avail.
Court will set bail in the amount of $72,500. Next matter.
You almost got him though, Asher. You were sounding very smart.
Edwards would later be found guilty of all the charges and sentenced to 1 year in prison.
Thanks, Resub. Pissed
Next, we go to a
and
bond hearing
Neil.
in Broward County. Judge John Hurley presiding. The defendant is David Hall, a sovereign citizen who basically believes that
Resub
certain
Dimmy.
laws don't apply to him.
Think we've seen this one.
Mr. Hall has declined the services of the public defender, Your Honor.
Hall is here for driving under the influence and driving with a suspended license.
I'll let it ride just for people that haven't seen it though. Fuck it.
Good morning, Judge.
As soon as the
Thanks,
judge
Prime
attempts
Ulti.
to read the charges, Hall begins interrupting.
Sir, I haven't said for the court how I'm appearing today, sir.
I'm not asking you yet. Just give me a moment, all right?
I'm appearing as a 14-year-old girl trapped in the body of a 9,000-year-old meth addict.
Charges of driving with a
Kind of like a reversal ollie.
But that's not going to stop him from trying to make his case.
Sir, today I'm appearing as the agent and settler for David Hall.
Oh, I forgot about that. That's so cute.
Okay, could you get Mr. Hall for me then, sir?
He's not here.
I go by that name, sir.
He's in another
My name
dimension.
Sounds exactly like the defendant's, and I'm here to settle that matter today.
So are you and David Hall one and the same person?
I'm not a person, I'm an individual. David Hall is a person, I am a private individual.
Hall's legalese is
Hey, 3-sub chick.
to say the least.
I just want to say real quick, hats off to whoever started the sovereign citizen movement. You're a fucking genius. I think it was a 4chan thing. They crushed it. They have an entire massive group of people that truly believe sovereign citizenship is a real thing, and it is always so fucking enjoyable. So, big kudos.
But the judge allows him to continue.
May I say
Yeah, I've seen this one, but I'll let it ride because I know there's people here that haven't.
As the settler, agent, not the person, but the individual. And I don't think I should have you understand the difference between a person and an individual.
And you're the individual, but you're not the person. Is that correct?
Correct. Correct.
I'm going to write that down.
Judge Hurley is unfazed by Hall's attempt at a Jedi mind trick and
Thanks, there's a
begins
bird lady
to turn the
and
tables.
toasty and chick parm.
Here's what we're going to do. The settler, the agent, the individual, and maybe even the person, David Hall, has been charged with DUI. So today, the court's going to set the settler, the agent, the individual's bond, and even the person's bond today at $10,000 because the settler, the agent, the individual, and the person
Got his whole family tree, unfortunately.
Hall's new bond is $10,000.
Blasted.
But because this charge is a violation of his original bond, all versions of David Hall must remain in jail unless he can come up with the cash.
Both cases will cause the
Thanks, you
settler,
some tofu,
the agent, the
bloosh,
individual,
and the
and even
resub
the
no
person,
sleep.
David Hall, not to be able to be released from the Broward County Jail until further notice of the court. So,
May I post bond, sir?
Now it's Judge Hurley's turn to have some fun.
well,
Is there any other-
Are you
may-
asking me as the settler, the agent, the individual, or are you asking me as the person?
Yeah, who's coming out right now? It's like split.
As the individual appearing before you today, the
Who are you
opportunity...
speaking on behalf of right now?
Sir, I don't understand that question. I believe that you're trying to confuse me now. I'm not the person, sir.
Okay,
I am
see
not
the person, David Hall. Tell him he's not leaving jail either, all right? Have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Come on. Down the middle.
Bye, Mr. Hall.
Next, we're at the Cheshire County Courthouse in Keene, New Hampshire.
So
Court is
cute.
currently in recess,
I love that shit.
but there is trouble brewing in the gallery.
Your choice is take the hat off or step outside.
Thanks, Risa Beast.
The judge asked this man, Bo Davis, to remove his hat or leave.
Thanks,
Otherwise,
you.
he could be charged with contempt of court. But Davis refuses.
So I have force threatened upon me if I were to wear a hat.
Davis and some
He'll
others
die for his right to wear a hat.
associated with a New Hampshire-based anti-government movement. They're here to support a fellow member who's the defendant in a, quote, right to travel case that's in recess. These so-called sovereign citizens claim to be pushing back against what they consider overreach in the criminal justice system.
This guy's hands are huge. He makes this phone look kind of small. Or maybe it's just like the quality, but this looks like it's more of like an ice cream sandwich that he's holding and not a phone. He's got some big fucking hands. Or maybe it's like forearm relative to phone that's warping my perspective. I'm not sure.
Sovereign citizens claim to be pushing back against what they consider overreach in the criminal justice system. And they're not afraid to get vocal about it.
I think you misunderstood. It's the judge's authority when he comes back. If at that point he says he's in contempt, then you have the authority.
Would not have been an issue. Your choice is take the hat off. I'm trying to be as nice as I can. I can't. You're making threats.
After more back and forth with Davis and relentless
Thanks to
commentary from
resub,
others
Rolf.
in the gallery,
Tier 3 resub, thank you.
the bailiff is finally done discussing the matter.
Stand up, please. Sir, treat others as you would. Please. I'm being nice. Well, I'm not going to assist in my own arrest. I don't want. You should take your hands off that man. Please stand up.
But at least he got to keep the cool hat.
Escort Davis out, but again he refuses to stand.
I'm not going to assist in my own arrest. I'm not asking you to assist.
Well, pick him up like a little baby boy.
Instead of dragging Davis
And
out,
let him suckle on your
the
tits.
bailiffs use a wheelchair.
He might be hungry.
As Davis is wheeled out, the group continues to insult the bailiffs.
Ever considered like a real job? One where you don't use violence against people?
Despite their protests, the court has authority to make rules about conduct in the courtroom. So a short time later, the judge returned to the courtroom and sentenced Bo Davis to 5 days in jail for contempt of court.
But at least he got to keep the hat. Fuck yeah.
Picture I got a haircut.
Good one. I'm glad you can make jokes.
Thanks to
Meet
Bits
the man
Toad.
in the fur cap, 21-year-old Robert Peterson. He's the person filming this footage as he enters the Kootenai County Courthouse in Idaho.
That has to go through the x-ray machine if you want to come in this building.
Peterson is a hearing for a minor traffic infraction, riding his bicycle at night without a light. But from the moment he steps inside the door, it's clear this won't be a typical security check.
Oh.
I'd just like to know where your warrant is.
I don't need
It's
clearly posted on the entrance building.
What? Clearly posted that I have to forfeit my right to be free from unreasonable search and seizure? Yeah, every person is. I'm not a person. I'm a man.
Yeah.
And more
A
specifically,
big man.
a free man.
Strong
Peterson
man.
considers himself a sovereign citizen.
I'm not
Love
subject
it.
to your jurisdiction, and the court has already confirmed that. I'm here for one purpose. All right.
You can submit.
He's a rare Pokemon. He's not like the other girls.
I mean,
He's
I'll do
quirky.
that, but you will be charged a bill.
Charged a bill? Rather than escalating the situation, one of the bailiffs decides to play along.
You will be served a bill.
Thanks to Resub Phoenix and the Bits Phaedra.
I didn't come here to raise a ruckus.
After clearing security, Peterson finds a seat at the rear of the courtroom and continues filming.
So there are no cameras in the court.
Excuse me?
There are no cameras in the court.
Yeah, there is.
No, you have to put that away.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Under what authority?
You have to have a court order from a judge before you can have a camera in the courtroom.
Okay, well, I'm going to capture No, you can't. This on video. It's the bolt.
Well, that was a good argument he made, though.
You have to turn it off. No, thank you.
He politely declined.
Bailiff
So
number 2.
Shut the camera off now. No, thank you. I do not consent to you touching me or seizing my property, so you need to back up. Shut the camera off now. I'm not doing anything wrong. Yes, you are. I'm holding you accountable because you're about to overstep your bounds.
The bailiffs then decide to clear the courtroom and question Peterson directly.
challenge him to gladiatorial combat. It is your right as a U.S. citizen. Trial by combat.
What's your first name? I don't have a first name either. I've got a name. My name is Robert. You can call me Robert.
As you can see, this bailiff keeps his sense of humor about the situation.
Thanks the bits again, Phaedra.
I'm a man.
You're human?
I'm a man, yes.
Can I see your Idaho state license?
No, I don't have one.
You don't have one?
My person does, but I don't.
With the situation seemingly diffused,
Come on in, folks.
the bailiffs usher everyone back into the courtroom.
Makes Risa relish.
Except for one person.
Excuse me. Excuse me. You're blocking my freedom of movement.
I am.
All right. Well, P. Barnes, you just admitted to me that you're violating my rights.
No, I'm not. You can't come in with the camera.
Well, you're violating my rights. And this is also freedom of the press.
Communism! It's communism!
Man, but it doesn't apply to me. Why are you worried about cameras? Because you want to do something wrong? Because you want to do something wrong? Because if it's against the rules, that means it's because somebody
Freedom is dead!
Afraid of being held accountable. P. Barnes.
It's a nice speech, but you're still not coming in.
Oh my god!
Please step aside. I'm going in.
No, I'm not going in.
Don't touch me.
Try and stop him. This guy's built like a fucking train.
Me.
Step back.
And you're using.
That had to be the most satisfying taser deployment of that guy's whole
After
life.
Peterson refuses to step back, Chief Bailiff Pete Barnes fires his taser.
And you're using. Stop, please. I'm not doing anything wrong. Hey.
Thank you, Tier 1 Sloppy McFloppy and the resub Whom and Nihilus.
Put the cuffs on him.
Put the cuffs on.
And Bits Royal.
The answer to that question? Peterson's charged with 3 counts of battery and 1 count of contempt of court. He would later enter an Alford plea, meaning he didn't admit to committing a crime, but acknowledged there was likely enough evidence to convict him. Jail time was waived as part of the plea deal, and he was ordered to pay a fine for his original charge of riding a bike at night without a light.
What a cool guy.
Now to Louisville, Kentucky, and the Jefferson County District Court. An arraignment hearing is underway for 18-year-old Keisha Johnson, who's charged with possession of marijuana, drug paraphernalia, and tampering with physical evidence.
Come on up here, ma'am.
I would like to stand here.
When called upon,
Man, the camera quality on this one is rough.
Sean Delahanty
Holy
from
shit.
the back of the court.
No, you stand at this podium.
Awesome.
I get,
Tell me
Oh, ma'am, you have to come up here. We can't record
what
your
laws
back.
you guys operate under?
the laws of the state of Kentucky.
Oh, yes. As in like amity law, common law, statutory?
Come up here and stand at this podium. I have to get you on the record so that people...
Well, even if she did, we wouldn't be able to see her. The camera quality's negative 160p. Should be illegal to have cameras of this shit
Johnson's
quality.
refusing to cooperate because she's part of a sovereign citizens movement, which rejects institutions and believe they aren't bound by the country's laws.
Well, Mr. Johnson, I really don't want to create some big scene.
Thanks to the resub Zilly and
I
King.
do not want to lock you up, but I may very well have to. I need for you to come up here and stand at this podium. No, you cannot. No, you cannot.
Who do people learn this shit from? Don't mean to blue ball you, but I am a huge fan of sovereign citizenship. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it actually started on 4chan and got big on Reddit for a little while. I remember back in, I think it was like 2012, there was a lot of posts about like, if you get pulled over by a cop, use these phrases. I am not traveling, I'm on, what was it? I'm not driving, I'm traveling. I am a vessel. I'm not a person, I'm an individual, and shit like that. And it blew up on Reddit. It was used in, like, legal advice subreddits. It was used in, like, just general life advice, like life hacks and shit. It was huge. And people truly bought into it. So now you see the results of years of them convincing themselves it's a real thing. It's fucking incredible. I love it.
Up here and stand at this podium.
As the bizarre scene plays out, there's another disruption in the back of the courtroom when a bailiff tells 36-year-old Jenna Vondran to stop.
No, 4chan took it to Reddit as like a troll, and Reddit believed it. That's what I'm saying. 4chan put it there to make people do this as a joke. That's what I'm saying. You're misunderstanding.
All right. Chris? Chris? Go ahead and lock her up. Go ahead and take her into custody.
Watch as the judge looks down and presses his panic button to summon additional deputies to the courtroom.
Let me through some sauce.
You sit over there, nothing wrong.
You have no right. No right for that.
Yeah, I'm not finished with her yet. All right.
After a quick reset, the original defendant, Keisha Johnson, finally comes forward to the podium.
You're charged with possession of marijuana, tampering with physical evidence, and possession of drug paraphernalia.
I don't understand any of that.
All right. Well, you're charged with illegally possessing marijuana. You are.
While the judge
Jesus Christ.
back with Johnson, deputies in the hallway are still trying to get control of Vondran, the woman with the cell phone.
I don't understand any of those charges.
Well, there's not a whole lot more. There's not a whole lot more I can do to try to explain to you.
When trying to play clueless doesn't work, Johnson goes back.
It started in 1970?
You
What?
guys prove jurisdiction. Prove jurisdiction because I come in under common law. Prove your jurisdiction that you have jurisdiction over me. Prove jurisdiction. A court cannot proceed until you guys prove jurisdiction. Show me your jurisdiction. Show me your law.
All right. All of our laws are codified in the Kentucky Revised Statute.
Show me jurisdiction. Show me the law.
Hey, here you go.
Okay, that doesn't prove that you have jurisdiction.
Okay, so what else? And now there's a simple way from.
Show me your jurisdiction badge.
And now there's a simple way from.
Show me your jurisdiction badge, like the FBI badge.
Go ahead and take you into custody.
Under what charges?
Under
what charges?
You are disrupting my court. All right, we're going to pass her case to tomorrow.
You guys are being mistreated and it's wrong. Under common law, under the United States Constitution. And if they keep doing this, then let us.
Keisha Johnson's arrested and charged with contempt of court. Fast forward to the next day, and she's about to face a new judge.
Keisha Johnson, 56.
Yeah, agreed,
This time,
Rotok, it's
Johnson's
crazy.
represented by an attorney.
I don't know how familiar you are with this, but
Thanks
this
for resub, Big Red.
Podium flipper.
Okay.
I've heard a little bit about it from
Okay.
yesterday. All right, so this is Miss Johnson. We'll note that she's in custody today. She's brought over and present.
And she'd like to make a statement to the court.
I had time to think about it, and I believe and I've learned that I need to represent myself in a respectable manner while in front of the judge.
Okay, so obviously that behavior will not be tolerated. That's why
Oftentimes, I feel like courtrooms are just literal middle school again.
Contempt of court, and is released from jail after serving 1 day.
Well, like, this happens in so many of
2 were
these.
dropped, but she's found guilty of possession of marijuana, fined $185. As for Jenna Vondran, who was arrested after filming in the courtroom,
all right. Go ahead and lock her up.
Also, this is kind of cute. This apparently happened in Kentucky, and this guy quite literally looks like Colonel Sanders. I wouldn't be surprised if he is inhabiting this guy as a vessel. This is an actual sovereign citizen, and his soul has been hijacked by Colonel Sanders.
Lock her up.
she's found guilty of disorderly conduct and serves 1 day in jail.
Thanks for being a fan of Court Cam.
That was good.
Subscribe.
Most of those were new. We only saw one of those before. But all of them were good. Nice. Any other Court Cam, or was that the only new one? Is it the cop that's singing?